Hi, it's James Harrison here to talk about the next Daily Drumming Influences Revisited, originally posted in 2012. Today it is Carl Palmer, best known for the drummer of being with ELP, Emerson, Lake and Palmer, but also he was the drummer for Asia in the 80s. And continuing to this day, he's doing a tour of Emerson, Lake and Palmer with AI type stuff or whatever. But anyway, um, Carl was one of those guys that was a little bit mixture of old school and new school. He had a lot of the Buddy Rich rudimental type chops. He's tremendous with the snare drum type licks and whatnot. But he was also very theatrical in his playing to throw the sticks and toss them behind his back and catch them and really involve the crowd in his drum solos by trying to get them to clap along with things he was doing and whatnot. And he would usually take his shirt off and he had gongs and do all kinds of things. Um, in the Emerson, Lake and Palmer era, they were kind of doing this symphonic rock, if you want to call it that, where they would take classical pieces and play them in a rock format. And a lot of what Carl Palmer was doing was not just playing grooves, but playing semi-melodically along with what's going on, or just snare drum type things, uh, incorporating it in versus just playing a beat. And Carnival 9, if you've heard that, they had a big hit with Lucky Man, but that's more of a just a semi-pop type tune versus if you listen to the entire Pictures at an Exhibition album or something. Um, I think Brain Salad Surgery is another one. But anyway, again, they were well known for their theatrics, and Carl Palmer was certainly fit into that category. Um, then I became a huge fan of Asia, and it was interesting listening to him because Asia took a few elements out of that, but he played a little bit more mainstream drumming, except when it came time for his solos and stuff. And then he would unleash and do his sticks and tricks and crossovers and all that. It was incredible. He had great hands. He's kind of unique. He's one of those drummers that actually, to me, felt like he played on the front edge of the beat, if almost not ahead, pushing it, versus the style of drumming that was very popular in the 80s where everybody played very laid back. Um, he played on the front edge for sure. Um, I got a pair of his 50th anniversary or whatever you want to call it, Emerson Lake and Palmer sticks that Vader made for him. He has a signature stick from Vader. It's kind of like a jazz ride on steroids. It's a little bit overgrown, but it has the same shape and has the same type of a tip as the jazz ride, just bigger. Great sounding stick on the cymbals, and it brings out the brightness of the snare drum work. Um, Carl Palmer also was known as having some unique drum sets. He had that one that I believe it was 100% stainless steel, and it was so heavy they had to quit touring with it. I think it was breaking the mounts that it was on. But he's always been unique and kind of cut his own path. I actually have one of his Ludwig signature snares. I've never taken it out of the house. I've only played it in the house. It's called the Venus, I believe. It's a green brass drum with gold plated hardware or brass plated hardware. As part of the Ludwig, I think they call it part of the Ludwig Magic line. It was made in China, but it's a really cool drum. Um, but I've never taken it out of the house. I'm not a big fan of piccolos. I honestly bought it because of its looks, but anyway, I just don't really play it. But if anybody's interested in it, let me know. I'll probably sell it. But the drummer for the day is, because of his unique style and his unique soloing and his incredible hand chops, Carl Palmer. Certainly an influence on me.